Hi everyone, really excited to be here. So in this session, we'll cover a little bit of the Yellow AI platform, what is the reasoning behind it, and what are the core things that we focus on. And we will also give you a live walkthrough of the entire platform, especially how you can build a bot on product, right? Sure. So I just wanted to start with, start by talking a little bit about our philosophy behind the entire product and what we are optimizing for. So what we are, the vision we are trying to achieve is basically to build a completely on-demand, omni-channel CX automation platform, which combines the best of both human as well as automation. Right, and it's quite a lofty vision, and basically to enable that, there are a lot of different components that have to come together in a seamless way, right? So that you are actually able to adopt it in your enterprise. So right now at a very high level, this is how we kind of segment the entire product. The first section is of course the build section, which basically comprises of our conversational studio, which I'll be demoing to you in a bit, and also our marketplace templates, etc., right? Which basically allows you to build bots in very short amount of time and make sure that they're very high quality bots and you are able to continuously improve and evolve them with time. So that's the build part of our journey. The second is automate. Of course, your bots are not very useful if they can only chat and talk, right? And not really get any real work done. So that's where the automation bit comes in, where you can connect with your backend systems, the rest of the applications within your enterprise seamlessly, and also automate complete workflows on top of it. For example, it's great to have a bot that can capture leads, but it's even better to have one that can actually look at which sales person this lead should get assigned to, check their calendar, and automatically kind of schedule a meeting with the prospect right then and there, right? So that's what automate allows you to do. The third thing is essentially respond, which basically is our support desk. And here again, the idea is to rethink how support has been done so far, which was completely human driven, right? But the idea here is to use all of this machine learning infrastructure that we have built and all of this knowledge that we have gathered of conversational AI to actually help agents delight customers and do a better job at resolving queries faster. And that's basically done through things like recommendation models, learning engine, AI agent assist, etc. I'll be giving you a few demos of this. And then finally, we have got the entire engagement piece to close the loop with our customers and kind of keep track of their entire journey across all of these channels that they are on, right? So through Engage, you can essentially capture the different events that get triggered from across different channels, let's say phone, voice, email, SMS, WhatsApp, even your own website, a form that your customer filled, etc. And we can use all of that to send outbound notifications. There's a omni-channel campaign manager that we have where you can kind of define these templates, segment your audience, and maintain complete timeline of your customer on our customer data platform. So that's how we categorize the entire product. The entire product sits on a few key backbone, right, which you can basically see here. So the complete product is powered by NLP in every single module, right? And we try to use as much of machine learning and AI as possible in these enterprise applications. And the complete platform is optimized for low code because we feel that true enterprise adoption happens only if your business users are actually able to solve their problems themselves by building through no code solutions. So yeah, if you kind of just break that down, this is what it amounts to, right? What I'll do now is I'll actually go and start with a demonstration. And then maybe we can come back and see a couple of more interesting things here. So this is our platform, cloud.yellowmessenger.com. I'll actually just log out and just show you what the login experience is going to look like. Right, so when you go to cloud.yellowmessenger.com, you basically see this landing page. You can sign up by giving your email and password. If you have already signed up before, you can just go ahead and log in. And there are, of course, integrations with most of the enterprise SSO tools as well. Yeah, anyway, so once you have logged in, you are pretty much landed into the product, right? And you can have access to multiple different projects. So you can see here I have access to one known as Atom over here, right? And when I click on it, I can basically see a couple of things like, what are the different journeys which are configured, how many users have been using, etc. This is a new bot that I created for the demo. So right now you do not see anyone using it and so on, right? But for production bots, you see all of this data. And then you can kind of kickstart your bot by adding a few FAQs, adding welcome messages, fallbacks, and so on. So let's quickly go ahead and create a simple journey. Yeah, so once you go to a conversation studio, which is basically our conversation designer, right? This is the interface that you see. Now, there are multiple things you can do here. If you already have a pre-built set of questionnaire, you can just go ahead and upload those in the FAQ section. Right, so let's quickly upload a couple of FAQs. You can add them one by one, or you can also bulk import your FAQs. So I'll just import from here. So all you need to do is drag and drop your CSV file of questions and answers. There's basically a particular format that's given over here. Yes, so this is the CSV file where I've basically added my category, question, and variations. One thing I'll have to do before I create this is I'll have to also create the categories that I want to categorize my questions into, right? So let's quickly open this and see the categories that we have. Okay, so here if you see, we have a couple of questions. There are 4 or 5 categories. Just to simplify it, let me actually delete the rest of the questions right. And we basically add a category editorial. So I can go ahead and create that. If you do not create a category, all your questions will basically land in default, which is fine as well. Right, so our category is created. What you can also do is when you're uploading your questions out of the box, you can upload or you can add answers in multiple different languages also if you're building a multilingual bot. So let's import this now. Yeah, so as you can see, 2 new FAQs have been added based on our file, right? And basically our entire responses, all the utterances, etc., are now added to the bot. Had we added the French FAQs, basically we just had to enable the French as a language, and you would have seen French as one of the drop downs options over here, right? Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Your bot is good to go as soon as you have uploaded your FAQs, right? You can just go ahead and hit train. So there are a couple of models that we offer out of the box. The common one is sentence encoder, which basically takes into account the complete structure of sentence to help you find better answers. If it's a multilingual bot, then we also offer a out of the box multilingual model that allows you to build these bots without having to add any extra training data. So now we have added this. We can quickly go ahead and check our bot as well. Let's just see the questions. Yep, so one of the questions is basically about import instructions for suppliers, right? So I just copy this for the sake of the demo and try and see if the bot's able to respond. Right, so yeah, as soon as you hit train, the bot is basically able to train and then show you the most relevant answers. And here we are using sentence encoder. So this is the bare minimum, right? What is it that you can do within 2 minutes or 3 minutes if you already have a set of knowledge base that you have exported from somewhere? Along with this, you might also have a lot of documents. So typically, one of the things we have seen customers do is they may not have structured FAQ data, but actually they have a lot of documents, right? That they have probably could be Google Drive files, could be SharePoint documents, ServiceNow, etc. So what you can do is you can directly export those documents and you can import them in the knowledge section over here. So let me quickly import a new file and show you how this works. So I just take, any Wikipedia document as part of the demo here. Like for any document, you can add tags, which means you can tell the model that, this particular document is about, let's say, a particular country. Maybe for this particular document, the genre is film. So I can just add that as tag over here. Right, and what you can do is you can choose to generate Q&A. So what this does is, instead of you having to manually create questions, we can automatically generate questions out of your document, right, and train the bot on it, which basically avoids all of that manual work that you typically have to do in any other platform. If you have tables in your document, you can enable table parsing as well. We use computer vision to detect tables from your documents so that we can train the bot on it. Right, and that's pretty much it. Our training has started. So let me in fact show you for one of the documents that we had already uploaded what the model does, right? So this is just a sample document that we had uploaded, a Wikipedia file. And here you can see, right, these are some of the questions that the model is automatically detected out of the document without any manual effort. Now, what you can do is, if you feel that all of these are relevant questions, you can just go ahead and choose to add them into your FAQs, and they automatically get added there. So this is another example or another source of how you could go about connecting your existing knowledge base. You might have seen that there was also an option to configure S3 and SharePoint, right? So if you have any extra additional sources like SharePoint, S3, Google Drive, Confluence, ServiceNow, Salesforce, knowledge base, etc., we can directly connect and index with those as well. And every single day we check if a new document is uploaded in your original source like SharePoint or S3, and we basically keep re-indexing those documents. So this is about just knowledge bots, right? How can you directly upload FAQs? How can you upload or connect with your knowledge base? Let's say if you want to enable the same bot in multiple different languages, you can do that as well without having to write any additional line of code. So let me quickly enable this bot in one more language. So what you need to do for that is go to your conversation settings over here and say that you want to auto detect language and save this. Once you have saved it, all you need to do is go to your configure section. Right, and over here you can select what all languages you want this bot to support. So in my case, I want to add support for French, let's say, and I can go ahead and save this. Right, so this is done now. Now let's quickly test whether our bot can understand French or not. We'll again go back to one of the FAQs that we had added. Right, so this was one of the FAQs we had added. I'll quickly translate it into French and see whether my bot is able to understand that and respond accordingly. Yeah, so this is basically the French translation of the same, right? Let's go back. I'm just trying to ask the same in French now. Right, and if you see, basically the complete answer has automatically been translated into French. Obviously, the URLs, etc., have been left out. So the translation is able to detect what are the parts of the answer that have to be translated. And if you noticed, we did not really add any training for French, and we did not have to, add French responses for any of this. All of this is being handled out of the box by our multilingual model. So this was all about knowledge bots and multilingual bots. Now going one step further, what you can do is also obviously go ahead and create journeys with automation and multiple different steps, right? So there are two ways you can go about creating a journey. Either you can use one of the pre-built templates that we have. So as you can see an example of transfer to agent, right, which is basically a predefined journey that I had added, or you can go ahead and add from scratch. So let's try and create a new journey for, let's say, lead capturing, let's say lead generation. Right, and once you do that, you are basically landed onto this no-code bot builder. There are a lot of different features that we have here. I'll just try to highlight a couple of interesting ones. Right, so as soon as you go here, you can basically select what kind of node you want to add. Now we support multiple different kind of nodes. Let's say if you want to directly connect with an external tool like Shopify, so we have Shopify enabled for this bot. So you see Shopify here, you can add that. If you want to ask for a prompt, let's say in our case, we want to ask for a name, right? So you can just go ahead and add name as a prompt. Let's Then let's say you want to ask for the email ID, right? And potentially their maybe their phone number, right? And once you have taken all of this information, you probably want to go ahead and save it in a database. So you can just select an action node, and this is where the real automation happens. So as you can see, there are a lot of these automation nodes that traditionally people do in code, but we have abstracted and brought all of that on the UI so that it's easier for you to configure these things right from the user interface without having to write any code. So let's say if you want to search in the documents that you uploaded, if you want to set the language, if you want to send or receive an OTP, you want to take in payment, connect with an API, you can do all of that here. In our case, we basically just want to push this to the database. I'll attach a database node over here. Right, and in the configuration, it asks me to add what kind of operation I want to do. So I want to insert and select the table. Now, if you notice, there is no table in our bot right now. So let's quickly go ahead and create a new table. Oops, so I think for this particular subscription, I'll have to upgrade to be able to create a new table. I'll probably try and show you this in a different subscription. But yeah, it's fairly simple. You can just go to the data section here and create a new table. Another interesting thing is that all of these prompts that I just added, they all have NLP-based validation, which comes out of the box, which means if I say, my name is Shubhi, or I just say Shubhi, or, sure, my name is Shubhi. So irrespective of what I say, there's an NLP validation which is added as part of this node, which can automatically detect my name from the entire message that was sent out. The same applies for email, phone, etc. as well. Now, once you have defined this journey, so instead of database, we will have to probably add another node. So for this particular case, I can go ahead and just add a message saying thank you. I'll try and show you the database one in another bot. Right, so this is the message that we've added for now. And finally, you can trigger how you want to, you can define how you want to trigger this journey, right? So typically the way a chatbot works is that we try to understand what a user is saying and map it to a certain flow or a certain conversation, right? So here we are teaching the model what kind of utterances or what kind of user queries should we trigger this particular journey for. So I can go to my NLU section, which is my natural language understanding section. Let me go ahead and add a new intent. So this one will be called lead generation. Let's say, call it lead gen. I want to try a demo. I can add, so here I'm just adding a few examples of what a user might say, etc. Right? Just hit submit. Yeah, and I can go ahead and train it since I've added some new data over here. Now let's go back to our design section. Yeah, so once I've added that training data, I can go ahead and connect that particular journey over here. Now, one interesting thing is that you can actually trigger these workflows through multiple different events. So it doesn't always have to be an intent. For example, if someone mentions a particular entity, like the name of an organization or a product, or if you receive an external event, for example, if someone is hovering over a certain section of the website for a long time, right, and the bot is on the website, and based on that event you want to trigger the bot, you can do that as well. So you can define the event you want to capture. You can also trigger specific journeys based on which page your customer is on. So that basically happens through the page URL section. Right, so for this, we have basically added this. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We can go ahead and try our bot. Just say, I am interested in your product. Okay, so yeah, I mean, the bot is still in French. We have not really changed the language, but once I change the language, it will basically be able to continue. If you notice here, it's asking me the same thing in French, which is, hey, can you please give your name? Just give my name. And then it will continue the conversation from here. Yeah, so I think this was an example of how you build a bot through knowledge base, FAQs, as well as through journeys. So we covered all of those different scenarios. Let me actually try and see if I can log into the different subscription that so that I can show you a couple of more things. Right. So one of the things that we have is basically a marketplace where, as a developer, you can go ahead and host any of these predefined components or predefined templates. Right. So let's say you created a journey that you think might be useful to others, or you are using Yellow Messenger within your organization, and you maybe created a new model to understand names of different tools that are very specific to your company. You can just upload that model to a marketplace, and then that can be used as a template. So one of the examples is our HR template that you see on the screen here. So if you notice, the complete template comes pre-built with all of these different categories of questions, which the bot is already trained on. All you need to do is go ahead and configure answers over here. Similarly, there are a lot of different journeys like leave management, holidays, payslip, search for people, etc. That come out of the box as well. So let me create a new journey, which right. So I'll quickly add a name validation. And let's say you want to go ahead and save this in the database, which is what we were trying to do. You can, of course, add logic notes also. So you can save this name already exists in the DB, don't add it, and so on, right? But in this case, just to keep it simple, I'll try and add it in the database. So, once I've done that, I can select the operation, and I can select the table I want to push it into. Let's say I want to push it over here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Once I've configured this particular flow, and the bot travels through this journey, whatever information is captured over here will automatically be added in this particular table and the relevant record. Now, let's see a couple of more interesting things like APIs. How can you write more complex logic, and also our engage and support modules. So let's open one of our bots here. Right, so we saw how you can push data, how you can pull data. Another interesting thing is how you can talk to external applications. So we actually have a complete API management tool, which is very much like Postman, which enables you to do just that, right? So I can just go ahead and, for now, I'll just give a dummy API. Right, what is the method that you are looking at? Okay, this is the name, so let's say just search. Right, and once I have done that, you can see that the API is completely configured over here. I can, of course, add things like headers, body, how do I want to authenticate it, so on and so forth. And once I've done that, whenever I create a new journey, right, this API will basically be available to me to connect right away. So for example, over here, let's say I want to push this particular information to a third-party tool. Let's say just want to do a Google search. I can select the API node. I can select which API I want to push this to. If I need to transform the data, I can add the function that does that. And finally, I can select which variable the response should be stored in. Right, so this is a complete API management layer as well. Along with this, of course, you can add more synonyms. You can add context management, which means answering questions like, let's say if you say, can you give your policy number? And the user says, where can I find my policy number? Right, which is kind of a counter question. So you can define how the bot should respond to those. Of course, you can enable small talk. You can add more contextual intents. As you can see, some are automatically defined. They come out of the box. Based on whatever template you add, the relevant synonyms will be out of the box as well. There's also the event section where you can actually capture events from third party. For example, if a lead gets added in Salesforce, you automatically want to send a WhatsApp notification, right? So you can actually configure an event in Salesforce, which is like a new lead added. And once that event comes to Yellow Messenger, we can basically go ahead and trigger that particular notification campaign on WhatsApp. So that's on events. We touched upon NLU a little bit. So we looked at intents. There are also entities, of course, which means, we can understand things like dates, places, organization names, people names, etc. out of the box. Yeah, along with that, there's of course the code section, which means, if there is a more complex transformation that you have to do, you can go ahead and add functions here. So this comes with complete SDLC, software development lifecycle management, which means it has things like, your constants, logs, how do you manage your releases, how do you revert your changes, etc. All of that comes along with this. There's also a database section where you can go ahead and create your own tables, which is like an internal database for your bot, right? So any temporary data that you want to store can be easily stored and managed here. Along with that, there's the analytics section. Again, since this bot is not in production, you don't see a lot of data, but this is, as you can see, right, there are a lot of different options which are available here. Basically, how your bot is performing, which time of the day your users are active, which channels are they coming from, what devices are they using, what is the accuracy of the bot, what is the goal completion rate, right? What are the common journeys that your users visit? What are the things that the bot is not able to understand, and how do we train the bot on those things, etc. There are a lot of new things that we have added here as well. For example, we have added funnels, which tell you, so basically you can define a goal and we tell you how many percentage or what percentage of your users were actually able to achieve the complete goal, which could be, let's say, making a sale, right? And at which part of the journey did your users drop off? Then there is the data explorer. It's again very similar to any data insights tool. So what you can do here is you can go ahead and define your own widgets. So you can tell which metric or event you want to capture, and then you can go ahead and write your own queries and build your own analytics dashboards on top of it. And you can, of course, visualize it in different formats, right? So do you want a table visualization? Do you want to see it as a line, bar, etc.? So this gives you flexibility to measure and analyze all of your conversational data in detail. The inbox section is where the agents sit, right? So this is where I'll get my chats and I can respond to them across, again, multiple different channels. I can also manage my email tickets from here, and I can start proactive conversation with users right from here, right, as an agent. Then we have got the engagement section, which basically allows you to schedule campaigns right from here. So let me, in fact, create a simple test campaign and show you what that look like. Right, so just naming my campaign here, I can either start from scratch or I can select one of the predefined templates on the marketplace. I'll just create from scratch for the demo right now. Right, so over here you can see the different channels that you can send this on. Let's say I want to send it on WhatsApp. Once I've done that, all my WhatsApp templates will automatically get listed over here. So right now, this bot does not have any template. What I can do is I can go ahead and create a new template and send it to WhatsApp for approval. Once I have that and I've selected that, I can just select my target audience segment, which I want to send it to, and I can go ahead and schedule this campaign. Right. Along with campaign, of course, there is a user tab, which is where you go ahead and add your user ID, right, or add your audience details. And then finally, we have got channels. So here you can see the different channels that we integrate with out of the box. Right, so we've got multiple social media channels, Viber, Zalo, Line, Apple Business Chat, GBM, a lot of voice channels as well, which is the focus of our discussion today. Right, so you can connect with Google Assistant, Alexa. You can also connect with telephony through the IVR channel over here. So we support most of the common IVR providers out there. If you have a mobile app, you can host your bot on that as well. And the beauty here is one-click deployment, right? Which means if you have built your bot on one channel and you want to connect it with any other channel, all you need to do is literally just toggle this, give your details, and once you confirm, your bot will be available on that particular channel. These are some of the internal channels that we support. I think Slack is missing. We support Slack as well. And then, of course, you've got your website, right? And this is where you can configure your web bot. So let's say, what the background looks like, what colors you want to use. So whatever you see on the web widget, there are a lot of customizations possible for that as well. Going back, I think only thing we need to cover is integrations real quick. So yeah, we touched upon marketplace a little bit. You can in fact go and try it out. We'll share the link with you. So our marketplace is on hub.yellowmessenger.com, where you can go and see the different components that are hosted, which you can use out of the box without having to build from scratch. And this is where you will manage your different integrations, right? So let's say if I want to push data to Zendesk, if I want to authenticate someone using Active Directory, we were talking about leads through Salesforce, you can just go ahead and connect any of that. So once I say, if I say I want to connect through AD, I can just select that. And I will have to create an app on my Azure. We have documentations on those. Once you have created your app, you just need to give details here and hit save. And then there are admin controls. So you can, of course, provide access. There are different levels and roles that you can give to different people. Then there's subscription management and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that kind of brings me to an end of what the complete platform has to offer.